We Lego stick together. This is Dan from Action Figure Magic. We have a Loyal Subjects Best Action. This is Lord of the Rings Legolas. This is a pretty striking resemblance to Orlando Bloom and the character that he portrayed in the movies, and just the details on just the outfit, the line work. It's pretty awesome. I can't wait to get into this figure. This is the first Best Action figure that I had that was not a Ninja Turtles. I have a few of those and I enjoy them. So let's see if that fondness translates into the non-Ninja Turtles action figures. Taking a look at the box, we have Legolas on the front, the actual actor, real life version of him, and then on the back, the action figure version of him. It says 31 points of articulation. I think that is a little bit silly that they're still advertising those because you're not going to count them. They either have good articulation or bad articulation. You could have 5 points of articulation, still be an amazing figure. 31 doesn't mean that it's better. And I just wanted to compare. This is my other Legolas figure. She is, just a nice Lego lady. But now we have a nice elven archer. So this is our new Legolas figure. And let's get into the articulation. I'm not going to be counting, but they did claim that it's got updated, pretty impressive articulation, so let's see about that. So we have shoulder articulation. It's got another piece in there, but you're not getting a lot of movement, so I believe that is going to be counting as 2. Then we've got the double joints on the elbows, which those actually move pretty amazing. Those can get all the way up. The wrist has articulation. It does not move very well because of the shirt that he's wearing. And then mirror image on the other side, amazing elbow articulation, and then the wrist, this one, it looks like it's got a little bit better. It's a more slender hand because it's for shooting arrows. He could twist a little bit like he did last summer, and then he's got a little bit of an ab crunch. Nothing too great there. Wow, really great hip flexing. So that can go pretty wide. Really, really strong movement. And yeah, the knees are fantastic. It actually looks like there's a little metal circle in there. So I believe the joints might actually be metal, that makes for a pretty strong figure. I can't remember on the Ninja Turtles if I saw that. And then he's got the ankle articulation. So all in all, this is a very flexible, movable figure. The only limited points I think are on the shoulders a little bit and then one of the wrists. And he's got a nice kind of soft, bendable plastic cape and spot for his arrows, which he comes with plenty of those. So I'd say let's get those going. So from the accessories, he's got his bow, and I think it's going to fit in his hand. He comes with 2 hands. One holds the bow, the other holds the arrows. So you can see that doesn't hold anything. So by process of elimination, it's going to go in the other hand. When you come with a bow figure, typically there's a small end on the bottom, and you can kind of work the way up so you don't have to bend the fingers too much. So that looks pretty amazing. I do like that accessory. That is 10 out of 10 as far as the accessories go. Now for some of the other ones, I'm a little bit nervous about these arrows. Just as far as usability, I've never actually gotten a figure that comes with arrows that are that great. And these are, these saying straight as an arrow? Well, these are as crooked as a politician. So these are not very straight. They are all warped. I don't know if it's just from, packaging, heat damage, whatever. But yeah, these are not too straight. So I'm going to pick out the straightest of them and use that one for posing, see if I can go into his hand, and the rest will just go into his backpack and probably be forgotten about, ultimately fall on the floor when he tips over, and then I will probably vacuum them up eventually. So it looks like in his hand he is pulling back, which is probably on the bow, but let's see if we can get an arrow in there, which it looks like we might be. Actually, that is pretty impressive. So he can actually hold the arrow with the in between his fingers. That is a pretty impressive hand design. And let's see if we can pose him with it. I know on the back of the box he's holding it down and he's used those fingers to pull back, but I'm trying to see if we can get some sort of, he's holding the arrow. It looks like he's pulling it because you have the, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. So the arrows are probably best to put over his shoulder like he's grabbing them out, and he's going to be getting ready to fire them. And then if you want to pose him holding it, you're going to do it kind of the same way that they had it on the back, where he's just holding it down in front of him. Otherwise, I don't think it stretches that much. His other weapons that he comes with these two little blades. They are good for stabbing. They are incredibly thin, so I'm a little bit concerned that the hands are not going to hold them. So let's try it out. So we've got this one. This is the holding hand. I think this is what it's supposed to go in, and that is super loose. That is not going to stay in there. So that is not the proper hand for this knife. So there's a fist. Really cool to swap out if he's going to be punching someone. Not going to be able to hold a knife. There's the other one. And then here's the last of the holding hands. And it's the same as the other one, just on the other hand. That is not going to hold those knives. And then I believe the one that's holding the bow is even bigger, so does not fit on that one. And just to make sure, yeah, he can't hold it in any of his hands. So he comes with those two knives, but they don't actually fit in his hands. And I'm trying to see if he's got a spot on his belt or anything to hold them to, maybe it's just a wearable accessory. It does not look like it. So a little bit disappointed. It would have almost been better had he not come with those weapons, because they're, in my opinion, kind of useless. But, it's cool that they look nice. They just are not functional. And the hands, the other holding hands, are probably also pretty useless because it's got no other accessory to hold. But all in all, from a design perspective, from an articulation, I think this guy is great. It very much looks like the character. Lord of the Rings is amazing. Thanks for watching.